And welcome back, continuing our special coverage for the developments in the region. And we are going to shed light about the Egyptian economy and the impact of the regional instability and geopolitical instability and the current war between Iran, the United States and Israel on the economy. To shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Ahmed Khattab, our economic expert. Dr. Khattab, good morning, sir.
Good morning to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Dr. Egypt's economic reform program is actually gaining momentum, with the International Monetary Fund projecting stronger growth and improved fiscal stability as the government is moving forward with the debt reduction and subsidy reform. Of course, the Egyptian economy was doing great developments in the reform program, yet of course we are witnessing many challenges due to the geopolitical situation in the region. What's your take on this?
First of all, by the name of all Egyptian citizens, I'm here to send a special thanks to our President Fattah al-Sisi for the great effort he do in the last 5 years, especially, and in spending more and more in order to upgrade the economic in Egypt and make economic reform with the Prime Minister and with all the economic minister, like Minister of Finance, Minister of Training, Minister of International Cooperation, and all the ministers related to the economic situation. Egypt's growth is being delivered by maximum structural reform and strategic sectors, mainly mega infrastructure projects, roads, ports, and new administrative capital city and new admin capital city, and also energy sectors expansion, especially natural gas and renewable energies like in solar energy. And today we speak about energy, and it's a very effective issue in the Egyptian economy. Tourism recovery also, tourist sector in Egypt win more and more, especially in last year after we opened the Grand Museum of Egypt, and the strong even in arrival and revenue from all the hotels in Sharm el-Sheikh, Hurghada, North Coast in summer, and the Suez Canal revenue also, despite the recent variety. Private investment project also, especially after currency reform. The government also shifting toward a private sector lead growth model, reducing reliance on the state. Egypt is following a multi-track debt reduction strategy, fiscal discipline, reducing budget deficit, asset monetization, or selling stakes in state-owned company, extending debt maturity to ease short-term pressure, posting foreign currency inflow, and the currency flexibility, eliminate parallel markets, and Egypt surplus by US dollars more than 50 billion US dollars in central bank, and this is lead to the central bank government to make control of the increase or decrease in the price of dollar, even if the area is unstable because of the Iran, Israel, and the USA war. But until now, we are in the safe exchange rate currency in Egypt, dollars against Egyptian pound.
Yes.
Also, the reform agenda focus on currency liberalization, moving toward a flexible exchange rate, and this is very effective. This is indeed easy to be an open market for accepting foreign direct investment. Also, subsidies reform, especially energy, tax system modernization, industrial localization, digital transformation, and financial inclusion. This is also one reason of how in Egypt today to be more advanced, and this is also the International Monetary Fund sent as a key message about Egypt. The growing rate will be around 5.3% or 5.12%, and this is more than the growing rate of the international world. It's about only 3% or less than 3%. And Egypt maybe after this war jump to 6% or 7% in 2027. And we have the chance to reach the growing rate of 7% during the couple of years. Also, we have control of the inflation rate. Also, we have creation of more jobs, especially in private sector, stability of the economy, even if we face geopolitical instability in the area, but Egypt will now is stable 100% economically and politically, and try to stop the war in with Iran and Israel. And if we go back for yesterday, Donald Trump's speech, he promised he will end the war during the coming 2 or by maximum 3 weeks. And this is a very good news to the economy, not only of Egypt, the economy of the world, and also the price of energy will reduce step by step. International Monetary Fund stands on Egypt. The International Monetary Fund support Egypt, but emphasize needed for full reform, implementation, greater private sector role, continue exchange rate flexibility, and this is the message of the International Monetary Fund. See Egypt as a highly potential economy, but with execution risk, but with some execution risk. Egypt International Monetary Fund relationship going forward, likely continued cooperation, possible program review and adjustment, more focus in the governance, transparency, reducing state dominances, and U.S.-Israel conflict economically affect Egypt more in the energy sector.
Yes, of course.
Fuel supply dispersion on the Strait of Hormuz. This is once the Strait of Hormuz open, the movement of ships during the Suez Canal corridor and Suez Canal area will go back to the normal volume and size, and the Egypt revenue from Suez Canal will increase month by month until to reach maximum capacity. Potential to end the war in Iran will take place by maximum at the end of the month of April, and this is a good news for all of us.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes. Together, I think also the U.S. state will make some foreign direct investment in Egypt, because Egypt now is the more safe country in the Middle East and North Africa, and also a lot of many multinational companies change the plan to invest in Egypt, because Egypt is more safe enough, especially after the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia face some instability because of the Iran war, and this is lead a lot of multinational companies to open branch in Egypt or open industry in Egypt. Also, Egypt in the field of liquid gas is more advanced, and the price of petrochemicals increase, especially in Canada and Europe, and Egypt will cover the shortage of export of fertilizers from Emirates, especially, and Saudi Arabia to the Europe, and Egypt will lead the export way and will support the Europe country by fertilizers, and so the price of fertilizers will be exported by the price more than before, at least 40 to 50%, and this will lead to gain to a lot of Egyptian companies working in this field and with this field. Also, potential economic consequences. Also, Egypt will lead the area towards the peace, and this is our message in the future. To only we support in ending this war, because if we go back for today, the Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Ati was Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia Farhan, and Minister of Turkey and Minister of Pakistan do our fourth meeting in Pakistan in order to stop this war, and I think today we found the good result of from President Trump, because President Trump trust President Sisi and trust in Egyptian foreign minister also, because he know 100% all the Arab country in the area and have the right and to make a pressure in Saudi Arabia, pressure in Iran, pressure to United Arab Emirates to set together to end the effect in the GCC, because once the war stops, the GCC economically will be stable and politically, and also the airport in all GCC countries will open, and the movement of trade will be very easy.
Indeed.
I think Egypt today inflation rate will decrease after this end of the war, or starting from today. A lot of price of fuel will be decreased day by day. and also inflation rate will be decreased because some of the international institutions like International Monetary Fund make a very bad scenario, and this war may be consistent for 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. But once President Trump in last TV interview say he will end this war during the coming 2 weeks, so a lot of the price of gold also will be amended.
Dr. Ahmed
Khattab, and the inflation rate will be decreased.
Thank you so much for your precious input. Always a pleasure.